guys, welcome back to Craft Time with Miss Kelly. Today we're making the Prayerful Princess. And so we are making Queen Esther with some supplies that we have at home. So the first thing that you're gonna need is a craft tube or an empty toilet paper tube. Some ribbon or some washi tape would work just fine. I have a black marker and a red marker. A glue stick, some yellow paper for her crown, something for her face and something for her hair. I decided to go with a purple dress because purple is the color of royalty back in Esther's day. So I have half of a chenille stammer pipe cleaner here, and then some tissue paper that kind of matches, it doesn't have to, and then a large bowl or plate you can make an outline with, a craft stick or an empty popsicle stick, some tape, and scissors. Remember to always ask parents' permission before using your scissors. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna get our little dress made here. So we are just gonna take our marker and make an outline with our large bowl, or in this case I have a pie pan, and draw around the outside. And so it looks like this. Then we're just gonna take our scissors and cut it out right along that black line. And we just wanna cut very carefully and slowly so we do a really good job. There we go. All right, so we have our outline of our dress. So we're just gonna set this aside. I'm gonna take my craft tube and my popsicle stick, and I'm gonna make her a little head. So we're just gonna take it and take your tape and stick it a little piece in so she has a nice little setup for her head. Just gonna set this aside. So if you don't know the story of Queen Esther, she became the Queen of Persia to King Xerxes. Esther was actually Jewish, so she was one of God's people. And back in those days, Jewish people weren't really celebrated because they worshiped a different god. The Persian people worshiped different gods. And Jewish people worship the one true God. And so there was a plot to kill the Jewish people. And Esther used her influence as queen to save the Jewish people. So it's pretty cool. She was set everything up in prayer. She asked the people to fast for 3 days and pray for her, and everything worked out great. So that's a good reminder in our lives to always lift everything up in prayer. So now I have her body and her head set up. I'm gonna overlay the tissue paper so it looks like I need to cut a little slit in the top here just so her neck, her head can go through. So I'm gonna take my scissors and just make a little cut here over the top. A little bit more. And just slide that right over her neck. Perfect. And then, since it's easy to get to, we're gonna make a little waist cinch belt out of ribbon, or you can also use washi tape just to give her dress a little bit more detail. So I picked out some silver ribbon, and I'm gonna cut a pretty good size piece and just wrap it around her waist just to add a little bit more detail to her dress. And I'm just gonna tie it in the back. And you could tie it in a bow or do a braid. You can make it as fancy as you want. But because this ribbon, it has a little bit of a spiral to it, I'm just gonna keep this as the back of her dress, just because I like the looks. And there we go. So that's gonna be the back of her dress. Then I'm gonna take my chenille stem and give her some arms. So we're gonna take it and wrap it around, so kind of make it off center. So when you wrap it, it'll be in the center. There we go. And then you're gonna position her arms the way you want it to be. I'm gonna put her arms a little bit in front. There we go, we have a nice start to her body. Put this aside, and we gotta make her hair, her crown, her face, and put it all together using tape for her head. So, you can take this and trace around it to make a nice head, but I always just like to fold my paper in half and cut a circle out that way. So I don't crease it yet. I have it slightly bent. And just gonna cut around the edges to make a half a moon. And this will give me a little bit better circle than I can when I trace. Look how nice that is. All right. So then I'm gonna set this down onto her hair, and I decided to give her some black hair. So I'm gonna take my pencil or marker or pen and give her a little bit of a wave to the bottom and go around the top, and then do the same thing on the other side. So you wanna give her a little bit of an empty space where her neck is gonna go. And then just trace the hair, almost touching the head. Just like that. And then I'm gonna use my scissors to cut it out. All right, so I'm gonna start here. Trim this a little bit. And go up and down and down and back up. And give her a little spot where her neck is gonna go. And go down, back up, down, back up, and down. And go right around that black outline you traced. Very nice. So, I'm gonna glue her head, take my glue stick and glue her face onto her hair. And while that's drying, I can cut out her crown. It's just gonna go right over on the center of the hair, just like that. Give it a nice smooth down. Okay. So then I'm gonna take my yellow piece of paper. I didn't have yellow paper this time, so I have yellow foam. That'll work just as well. And I'm gonna cut out a crown shape. So I'm just gonna go up and go down and go up and go down, like you're making a mountain almost. And go up and go down, and that's our crown. All right, so then I'm just gonna take my glue, put a little bit on the corner, on the edge here, and stick that onto her head. Very nice, queenly crown there. And then we gotta do something for her face. So when you do lips, you almost start it off like a heart. You go across and then go to the bottom. And then you just color it in. Very good. All right, so the last thing I need to do is just tape on her head. So I'm gonna take my piece of tape and then just tape it to the back of her head. All right, just fix her arm up a little bit better. There we go, we have now a beautiful Esther, who is queen, who prayed to the Lord and God answered her prayers. So I hope you enjoyed this craft. We'll see you next time.